Remember law, I think it was law 18. I'm just having a look at
About isolation. Yeah.
Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous.
Yeah.
Solitude is not a defense because it cuts you off from valuable information, allies, and opportunities. There's a difference, isn't there, between being lonely and being alone? Because being alone is one thing, but the state of loneliness feels like it's a slightly different proposition.
Well, it's the difference between you feel very unhappy that you're not connecting to other people. We're a social animal, right?
Mhm.
And you feel like people don't like you, they don't respect you, that you can't interact with them on a level that's meaningful. Whereas the feeling of being alone for me, wow, I don't have to be around ugly, idiotic people. I can just be by myself. I can read a good book. I don't have to interact with people whose ideas I don't like. I can just be myself and be as weird as I want. Wow, what a relief. I'm so happy being alone. Now, I'm not like that all the time. It would be terrible. But sometimes I do feel that way. And that's the difference. And that's a good thing. I remember once I was on an airplane and I saw a young woman who was by herself. And I could sense that it was driving her crazy. And she had to use her phone to never feel alone, right? Even in the middle when we're flying over the ocean, she had to like somehow connect onto the internet and be sending emails and texts and anything. And I got this kind of desperation in her, this intuition, this feeling that being alone was just horrifying for her, you know? And I think that's not a good thing. I think that's a terrible thing. So yes, isolation is bad. You need to be, you're a social animal. You're meant to be around other people. But if you can't be alone, you can't ever figure out what makes you different and what makes you unique. So you have to be able to play both sides of the game.
To listen to that voice
Yeah.
inside, to turn inwards. It's
Yeah.
hard. It is hard to turn inwards when you never have moments of solitude, I guess. When you said you were suicidal in your earlier years.
Yeah.
What lifted you out of that state?
Well, I had a girlfriend who was very understanding, who helped me a lot. So I wasn't completely alone. And then a little tiny voice inside of me was saying, you have interesting thoughts. You're a strange person, Robert. I've always been strange. I never was like other people, and even in high school, I was always something off about me, which could be made me lonely, which could make me be a problem. But I kept saying, there's something different and off about you, right? And you have skills as a writer. It's going to happen someday. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. Keep trying, right? And so finally, I'm 35, 36 years old. I was in Italy at the lowest point of my life. And then I met this man there who was a book packager, Joost Elfers, and he asked me if I had an idea for a book. And suddenly, I almost get emotional just thinking about it. Everything just shifted inside of me. It's like, yeah, I could write a nonfiction book. And I just improvised what would turn into the 48 Laws of Power. He got so excited. He said, I will pay you to write I forget what the word is, to sell it, you know, and then I'll pay you to live while you write it. And so suddenly it went from darkness to light because I had a purpose. And all of my misery, you know, I could take all of the bad bosses I had, all of the horrible psychotic bosses who were so stupid and so political and so manipulative. And I could go, wow, I've got all this material to write the 48 Laws of Power. All my worst experiences can go into this book. It all has purpose for it. I'm not saying that's going to happen to everybody, but I was literally at that moment before it happened, pretty much near rock bottom. And I asked my wife, what would have happened if this didn't turn out? Would I have committed suicide? Would if I'd gone the same path and gotten into done some hack job, I'd probably be incredibly overweight and alcoholic, and I might have already died of a heart attack. Or maybe I would have found my way to something else, but it was a really, really low point in my life.
Purpose.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it can lift you out of darkness. It can turn the lights on.
Yeah.
It's just so unbelievably hard to find for so many people. I mean, you're not going to find it in your bedroom necessarily, sat there thinking.
But opportunities come. You just have to be ready for them. So I had this opportunity that came to me. And you might say, well, that's lucky. That's never going to happen to me. But it will happen to you. You're just not ready for it. You're just not recognizing it. Some person will cross your path that can lift you out of what you're doing, who could connect you, but you're not paying attention. You're not ready for it. You don't think you deserve it. So there is opportunity every day of the week. It's around you, is what I'm trying to say.
There's so many studies, and there was one on TV by, I think it was Darren Brown, the illusionist, that show certain types of people are pessimistic towards opportunity. And when you do studies and there's one particular study where they have a newspaper and they give it to one group of people who I think are pessimists and one group of people that are optimists. And the researchers say, when you find the £100 voucher or $100 voucher, just come back to us. And what happens is they scroll through the newspaper and the pessimists never find it. But on the first page of the newspaper, it says, stop, go to the researchers now, you've won $100. The optimists find it. And Darren Brown did a similar thing, the illusionist, in the street, where he put, I think it was like a £50 or $100 note in the middle of the street as they were walking down the street. And the optimists find it, they see it, but the pessimists just walk right past it.
Yeah.
I think it was a winning scratch card potentially. And that really opened my mind to like my state, my mental state, my psychology is determining whether I see these opportunities or totally miss them. And then it's almost this downward spiral, because then I'll think, God, I'm such an unlucky person.
Right.
Without realizing that I'm playing a really important role in creating my own fortune or misfortune.
Right. Yeah, I have a chapter in Laws of Human Nature about the nature of your attitude creates your circumstances, which is sort of the same thing you're saying, which is there are two kinds of attitudes that I talk about. One is an attitude that's closing, that's constrictive, that's narrow, and there's one that's expansive and open. You could call that pessimistic and optimistic. But the closed attitude is you're only seeing life through this narrow little spectrum where everything is bad, people don't like you, there's hostility all around you. And what that means is you're not seeing reality, you're creating reality. You're creating that reality. You're seeing it, and that's what happens to you. The expansive attitude is, life is amazing. All these incredible things are possible. I have hope. Any moment there could be an opportunity. And that's not reality either, but you're going to create that reality by feeling that way and seizing an opportunity, the smallest crumb of an opportunity. You're going to create those good circumstances. So by your attitude, you create the bad things that happen to you in life.